Everybody knows this famous monkey, Curious George. George and I have a lot in common. We're both curious. And when you're curious, you love to learn new things. I am Miss Love to Learn New Things Tara, and I'm a teacher for WQLN. And George and I are hoping that you at home are also curious and love to learn new things. Because today we're about to explore the world of gardens. There are many different types of gardens, George, did you know that? But right now we're going to go visit one of the largest types called an arboretum. I have some special friends waiting there to show us around. Would you like to come with us? George wants to go. Let's all go. Come on. Hey, George and I are here with the Boyd family to learn more about the arboretum. So let me introduce them to you. Come on, George.
Hey, George, I'm Bill.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Ashton.
All right, let's have fun in the garden. Here we go.
Hey, George, this is an arboretum. Did you know that arboretums are very large gardens? Check it out.
George, arboretums have so many different types of trees, plants, and flowers.
Arboretums are so much fun to explore.
George, you can even sit and relax in an arboretum.
George, look, these flowers are called snowdrops. You can even learn new things in an arboretum.
George, we can even play in an arboretum.
As you can see,
Gardens
are
Great!
Well, George, that was sure fun to learn about the arboretum with the Boyds, wasn't it? Sure was. Well, George is curious all the time, so he always has a lot of questions. So he brought some questions with us. Let's look at the first one together. How would you describe a garden? Well, you just saw a very large garden, an arboretum. What kind of things did you see there? Did you see the trees? Did you see the flowers and the plants? And the beautiful grass? How about that bench to relax on, right? And a playground that Ashton was playing and even had a musical instrument in it. That's a very special garden. That's a great question, George. I have a question for you too at home. There are other types of gardens. I'm going to describe one, see if you can guess what kind it is. This kind of garden grows food that is very delicious and very healthy for you. Did you guess a vegetable garden? If you did, good job. Some of you might have these at your very own home, where you grow tomatoes and beans. Maybe you even grow some zucchinis. Well, today I have a story where Curious George is the star, and it's about a vegetable garden. So Curious George grows a garden, and inside is there a story called Curious George, the Perfect Carrot. Today was a special day. George was helping Bill feed his bunnies. I wonder if that's the Bill from the arboretum. In our imagination it can be, right? The bunnies loved carrots. Everyone knows bunnies' favorite vegetables, carrots, right? George ran out of carrots. Where could he get more? Bill pulled a carrot from the ground. George was curious. You can grow carrots too, Bill said. You just need carrot seeds. The man with the yellow hat gave George a packet of seeds. They read the directions. First, George dug a long hole in the ground. Then he dropped the seeds in one by one. The man helped George cover the seeds with dirt. George watered them. Dirt, water, and sunlight. The seeds had everything they needed to grow. The next day there were no carrots. George was confused. Carrots do not grow in one day, the man explained. Take good care of them every day and they will grow in time. George watered his carrots every day. They started to grow. George couldn't wait to see his carrots. He even dreamed about them. Look at the size of those carrots in his dream. Oh my. After many weeks, the carrots were ready. George pulled them out of the ground. Some of them looked funny, but this one was perfect. Here it is, the perfect carrot. Let's eat the carrot tonight, the man said. But George wanted to save his carrot. He put it in a case to keep it safe. George went to show Bill his perfect carrot, but Bill wasn't home. A sign on the door said the bunnies were missing. Oh no, the pet bunnies are gone. George saw bunny footprints in Bill's garden. He followed them, and the footprints led into a cave. There were the bunnies, lost and hungry. See them down here in the cave? Now, what kind of food do bunnies like to eat? And what does George have in his case? Any ideas? George gave the bunnies his carrot. Is that what you were thinking? While they ate, George went to find Bill. When they got back to the cave, the bunnies were still there, but George's carrot was almost gone. George did not mind. His carrot was a hero. It had saved the bunnies and the day. George, that was so kind of you. You don't mind sharing something special with people that you love, right? So he didn't mind sharing it with the bunnies. Well, inside this book too, I happen to notice there's an experiment to do. That's a big word, experiment, isn't it? But an experiment is a word that describes something that you can do to learn something new. So I'm going to read it to you, and if you have these items at home, a grown-up can help you gather them, and you can do it along with me. This experiment is called the water trail. I have gathered everything right here. So what you need is a cup, some water, a couple stalks of celery with leaves, and some food coloring. And you can do this at home with me. Okay, so first thing it says is ask a grown-up to cut a few stalks of celery for you. So I went ahead and did that. I cut them off the stalk right here, and I left the leaves on. Make sure you leave the leaves on the top. Pick a food coloring and add some drops of it to a full glass of water. So I have a glass of water here, and I have some food coloring. So I picked out the color blue. So I'm going to put a couple drops of the blue food coloring in the measuring cup, and then you can watch what happens. It's kind of fun to see how the food coloring puffs up like little clouds inside, see? So you want to turn your water blue. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Be careful of this though, because it can stain your clothes and your furniture if you're not careful. That's why you have a grown-up help you. Okay, then it says to put the celery in a glass, which I did, and then pour the water with the food coloring into the glass. So I'll do that now. Get it all in there. So now we have the celery in a glass with the blue water. The next step says wait a few hours or even overnight. Put your celery in a sunny place in the morning, and you should see something magical that happened. So I already did one yesterday, so it can show you what happens. So I'm going to show you, George, and you at home that this is the one that we just made. Then I'm going to show you the one I did yesterday and see if you can see the difference. What looks different? So this one's leaves are what? Green, and this one turned blue, right? Now we have to think, how did that happen? Well, that means the blue water must have somehow gone up into the leaves. So that shows you how plants drink, right? Plants drink from the bottom up, just like when you take a sip out of a straw, right? It goes from the bottom up into your mouth. That's how leaves and plants get their drinks. They take the water out of the ground that you put in there, or that the rain puts in there, and they drink it up, and they nourish the rest of the plant. So you can see the food. If you put red in there, what do you think would happen? Yes, they'd all turn red, right? That's a fun experiment. I hope you get to try it at home. All right, George, let's have another question. Question 2. When have you ever seen a real garden? Well, George and I visited the Arboretum together. So you got to see one on TV, right? Maybe you've seen another one on TV. But maybe you've been in a real garden. You might have one, or maybe your neighbor does, right? Or maybe you've gone picking vegetables in a garden somewhere before. Great question, George. I love how you learn, always asking questions. Well, we're going to learn about another type of garden in a minute. I'm going to clean up my experiment, and we'll move on to garden number 2. Okay, we're all cleaned up from our experiment, ready to learn about the second garden. But first, George wants to ask us another question. Let's see what question 3 is, George, okay? Question 3 is, how do you take care of a plant? Now, if you remember in the story, Curious George the Perfect Carrot, George did a few things to take care of his plant, right? First, he planted it and he put dirt over the top, and then he poured water on it, and then he had to keep it where it was nice and warm. Do you remember? The sun, very good. So it needs dirt, water, and sun. And then you just keep the weeds away from it and give it a lot of love, and next thing you know, you grow a plant. Thanks for the question, George. All right, well, the next garden doesn't really grow anything that we eat, but it grows things that we can enjoy. They're beautiful, they're colorful, and lots of them grow in gardens called flower gardens. Very good. So we're going to have a story about flower gardens. And in this story, the young girl is her mother's helper. She helps her in the garden. But she also likes to use her imagination, that if she could make her garden do all kind of magical things, what would happen? So let's find out. The story is called My Garden by Kevin Hankeys. And look at that beautiful wreath made out of flowers and all kind of spring things. There's bunnies and birds. That's beautiful. My mother has a garden, and I'm her helper. I water, I weed, and I chase away the rabbits so that they don't eat all the lettuce. It's hard work, and my mother's garden is very nice. But if I had a garden, there would be no weeds, and the flowers would keep blooming, and they would never die. In my garden, the flowers could change color just by thinking about it. Pink, blue, green, purple, even patterns. And if you picked a flower, another one would grow right back in its place. By the time she got to the end, look, they're already growing back. Never run out of flowers. In my gardens, the rabbit wouldn't eat the lettuce because the rabbits would be chocolate and I would eat them. That's a yummy garden. If I planted seashells, I would grow seashells. And if I planted jelly beans, what do you think would happen? Well, I'd grow a great big jelly bean bush. Sometimes in my garden, good unusual things would just pop up. Buttons and umbrellas and rusty old keys. In my garden, there would be birds and butterflies by the hundreds, so that the air was humming with wings. The tomatoes would be as big as beach balls, and the carrots would be invisible because, well, I don't like carrots. At night, the morning glories would stay open, shining like stars, and the strawberries would glow like lanterns. It's night now. Only the fireflies and the porch light are glowing. Before bed, I take one seashell from the shelf of my room. Boop. And I go off to my garden. I poke the seashell into the ground. Who knows what might happen? I cover it with dirt and pat it down with my foot. What are you doing? Asked my mother. Oh, nothing, I say. Just working in the garden. So what do you think might happen to that seashell? You see, it sprouted some roots in the ground. Do you think a seashell tree or seashell bush might grow? Who knows? You never know. Maybe I'll put mine out in my garden. Well, in the beginning of that story, I mentioned that there was a beautiful, lovely flower wreath. Check it out, remember? I thought it'd be fun to make one of those together with you and some other friends of mine. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready. Abby and Audrey are here, and we're going to together make a beautiful flower wreath inspired by the one in the book. Let's do it. Hi, girls. Thanks for coming over.
You're welcome.
Yeah, nice to see everybody. So today we're learning about gardens.
Yay.
And I know, right? Fun. And my friend George here, you know this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
what's-
crazy.
He is crazy.
George is a crazy monkey.
Yeah, he's curious, right? You know what it means to be curious?
Funny.
Well, he is funny. He does funny things because he's curious. It means you want to find out new things, right? So you tend to ask a lot of questions. So he has some questions he's been sharing with us about gardens. Abby, would you like to read one for us?
Sure.
Okay.
Why are gardens hard work? Because you have to plant seeds, grow flowers, and do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you got to pull the weeds out, right? And then how about all the digging, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you get dirty, right? But that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was reading a story earlier about gardens, and I saw this really neat flower ring. Isn't this cool?
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of inspired me that maybe we could make a flower ring together. Does that sound fun?
That's cool.
I know, right? Let's do it. So I thought, well, what do we need to make this craft? What do I have around my house? So the first thing that was circular is paper plates. Almost everybody has paper plates at their house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got some paper plates. And then I thought, what else could be the flowers? And then I saw that I had these cupcake holders. You ever make cupcakes at home?
Yeah.
You pour the batter in these papers, right?
Always.
And I have different colors and sizes. I was like, they'd be perfect flowers, right?
Yeah.
Little glue, little scissors and tape, and there we go. We can make a craft. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is cut the circle out of the middle. And girls, I went ahead and did that just to make it a little bit faster for us, okay?
Yeah.
So there's one for you. Peekaboo, right? You can see out of there now, okay? And then don't throw this part out because I don't like to throw things away because you could make another craft maybe, right? So maybe later we'll do something with those. So I already went ahead and cut them out. So now turn them over and we're going to tape them together so they don't have that,
Little.
yeah, that little broken part right there. So go ahead and scotch tape the back of those.
Stand far from that.
Yeah, I'll hold it for you. There you go. Perfect.
Do I go like this or this?
Any way you want, it'll hold it. Whatever works best. You want me to hold it together for you?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Nice. All right, flip it over and we can start attaching.
That's it.
There you go. Okay, now go ahead and pick out some different colors, okay? Whatever colors you want. You can do 2 colors, 3 colors, 1 color. It's your flower ring. So whatever color flowers you want.
Is there any pink or no?
I think that there's red, orange, yellow. What else is on there, Audrey?
Blue, green.
Anybody need orange?
No.
Yellow?
I'm gonna use different
Purple?
colors.
There's some purple. No pink, but there's some purple.
I use purple. This color.
Okay.
I'm gonna use all the colors.
Okay. There's an orange for you and a red. You have a red?
If I have
Okay, so now all you want to do is take your glue and go ahead and make dots all around it and go ahead and attach them.
actually, I'm gonna put it to one there.
Okay. So we're going to get just one of each. There we go. Okay.
Do we put them this
Yep, put them that way. Then it looks like a flower sticking up, and then we'll have to put something in the middle, right, to make it brighter. All right, Abby, you can just start dotting and gluing. There you go. Right around in a circle.
Could I have it?
Sure,
If we need more, could we grab some?
of course. All right, I'll let you girls work on that, and I'll go find us some other things to put in the center, okay? All right. Hey girls, those are starting to look really colorful. So now I see you started working on the inside. So we're going to show you what to do on the inside. I have these little mini muffin paper liners, and they are very colorful also. So Abby and Audrey are going to just kind of pop them inside out so that the white's on the bottom, and go ahead and show them the colors on the other side. See, they're colorful on the inside.
The light.
Yeah, they're light on the inside, so we flipped them and made the colorful part now on the inside. So they've already started gluing them in. So go ahead and finish gluing those in there, girls. Just a little drop, pop them in, and then basically all you have to do is wait for it to dry, right? Pretty easy craft, isn't it?
Yep.
But boy, the different things that you can do with these flower rings, it's so much fun. Let me get out some ideas that we can show everyone while you girls are finishing up. All right. Look at that. They look great. Love it. So many colors to choose from, right?
Yep.
Lots of colors in the garden on the flowers. And I can help you there with the glue. I can help you glue too. I'll put the glue in. It's called teamwork, right? Teamwork, dreamwork. There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? When we help our friends do things. They look great. What do you think, George? Don't those look good? Come on over and check out the pretty flowers. They smell nice, don't they? Love them. All right. So what are some fun things you think we could do with these flower rings? I have mine over here too. I can show.
You can put it on a door.
Very cool. We could hang it on a door like a wreath. That would look so pretty.
You can put it in your bedroom.
Oh, that's a great idea. Maybe even on your doorknob.
You can even hang it up anywhere.
You could. Or you could lay it flat. And I have some things here. You could use it as like a candle ring on your table. Wouldn't that look nice with a candle in it? See that? So pretty with a candle inside. Or how about if you picked real flowers or you had a flower arrangement, right? You can set that right in the middle too. So what a fun craft to do, right?
You can do anything with it.
Your imagination. It's awesome.
You can even put it on your head.
You could if you wanted to, like a crown, right? Want to see with a flower crown on? I like that idea. Can I join in?
Sure.
Oh my goodness, we're like the flower crown girls, aren't we?
Yep.
I
But
love
probably what you say is cool.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, what's that, George? He wants you to read another question. Will you read one for us this time?
Sure.
Okay. Here you go.
Why are gardens fun? Because you can pick them out, and you can do a lot of stuff with it, eat it. You can do a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah. What if you pick flowers? What could you do with
You
those?
can smell it, or you can give it to a friend or a family.
Oh, I love that. Giving flowers to people you love. That's fun, right?
Yeah, that's
And eating the food. George likes that part, especially if you get bananas, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He would
Lovely.
like a banana garden, wouldn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Who wouldn't, right?
I mean,
I
I just
know.
ate a banana for lunch.
Well, and it's healthy too, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's really healthy.
So how about this inside? Any ideas?
Apple, tomato.
Oh, I like it. You could make a fruit or a vegetable,
Oh yeah.
or maybe another flower. You want to make a big flower out of this?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, let's gather some supplies and do it.
Okay.
All right. All right, girls. So we decided it'd be fun to make a flower, right, out of the
Yeah.
middle of the paper plate. So we went ahead and get more of these, the papers from the muffins, and go ahead and fold them in half. I already got them started. And then you're going to cut them in half. And that way you get 2 petals out of 1, right? So we'll take turns there. We already got some glued on the back here. And they're going to just finish them up. So let me get the glue. Teamwork, dreamwork, right?
Yep.
I'm going to turn them over there and we'll get those glued on. I'll put some glue and you put them on there, okay?
It's probably not enough glue there.
Oh, we got plenty of glue there. Lots of glue. It's good to have a grown-up help you sometimes when there's glue and scissors, right?
And if you don't have glue, you can do regular glue.
Yeah, or you could even use tape,
Yeah.
right? Tape would work too.
So you do it this way.
Yeah, yeah. So that way the colorful side is sticking out the back, right? We'll push it down there. It's always good to put a paper underneath, so if there's any extra glue, it doesn't get on your table or your furniture, right? I bet they're going to be really colorful and pretty when you flip them over to the other
You do
side.
this one more
Yeah.
time. Because it's not sticking.
Okay. You could probably flip yours over, Audrey. I have lots of glue on yours.
Yeah, I do that.
There you go. Okay. All right. Flip them over and they'll dry. Push them down. Once they're
Now
turned
it's
over.
not staying.
We'll push it down when we turn it over there. There we go. All right. Okay, now, what did I write on mine? Let's see. It's always fun to write some words on there, right? And I wrote, gardens are great. Good job. So you can write anything you want. So if you need help with spelling, let me know. Or you could just write gardens, or if you are just learning your letters, you could just write the first word of gardens, which is the first letter. What does gardens start with? G. You could just write a G on there, right? Or you could draw something if you don't even know how to write your letters. So go ahead and write something, girls. Surprise us. I can't wait to see what you write. Oh, I wonder what they're going to write. And I like how they're looking at the word. It's always okay to look over at the words when you're trying to learn how to spell things, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's how we learn. Oh, I see the word gardens. I think they're writing something about gardens. What else are they going to write? Let's see. Gardens are... Do you think they're going to write great at home? I'm not really sure what they're going to write. I can't wait to see, though. Oh, that's a big word, Audrey. And it's true, isn't it? Do you want to hold yours up and show everyone, our friends at home, what it is you wrote down for gardens? Oops. And put that purple piece back on here. What does it say, Audrey?
Gardens are awesome.
They are. Very good. And what does yours say, Abby?
Gardens are pretty.
I think they're very pretty, aren't they?
Yeah.
Even vegetable gardens are pretty, aren't they? Okay, so let's see if we have another question here. I didn't get a turn to read a question, did I? So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and ask you this one. Oh, this is a good one. Are you ready? All right, so pretend you're a farmer, or maybe it's just that you have a garden in your backyard. Do either of you have a garden?
My grandma has it.
Your grandma has one? Do you know anyone that has a garden?
No.
No?
Except for Abby.
Okay, well, if you did have a garden, would you rather have a vegetable garden or a flower garden?
I would probably have flower and a garden.
You would want both?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, I never thought of
I
that.
would have vegetable because how would you survive?
And do you like vegetables? What's your favorite
I love
vegetable?
flowers and I don't really know. I have lots of favorites.
Oh, that's very good because they're healthy for you, right? How about you?
I like peppers, cucumbers. I like a lot.
I bet that would be good in a big salad, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes.
So healthy too. So, oh, how fun. So let's clean up our crafts, and then I have a really fun poem that you girls can share with everybody. Would that be okay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good.
May magic, a garden poem. A little seed for me to sow. A little earth to make it grow. A little hole, a little pad, a little wish, and that is that. A little sun, a little shower, a little while, and then a flower.
Aw, George and I want to thank you girls for coming and learning with us today. It was so much fun learning about gardens with you and doing crafts, and with you at home too. And don't forget, keep reading, keep learning, and keep watching WQLN, where learning is brought to life. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Have a good day.